Were you a wrestling fan growing up?
I wrestled in high school, man, and middle school, and played some football, ran some track. You know what I mean? So I guess I'm from Pittsburgh. So you came up with the everyone watching the Bruno Sammartino, man, right?
Right.
Bruno was man, like Steel City, Pittsburgh, PA. Okay, you think of Steelers. You think of the Penguins, and you think of maybe the Pirates sometimes, but it goes like this: Pittsburgh Steelers, Pittsburgh Penguins, and Bruno Sammartino.
So you were a big WWF fan back in the day when WWF would come to town, right? When Bruno was on top?
Yeah, Bruno's a great guy from Pittsburgh, man. Very well-respected guy from Pittsburgh, yeah.
Did you, when you were a wrestling fan, at one point, did you say to yourself, I want to get into this business?
It did come across my mind then. You know what I mean? I mean, you're younger, you're watching TV, and you're watching the guys, great guys like from the Brunos to the Jesse the Body Mentors and to the Sergeant Slaughters, and even another great guy from Pittsburgh, Larry Sabisco.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I had a kind of disciplined family, especially a mother. Get that work done. Get that school work done. That's the main thing, the education, man. Get that school work done. Okay? And then as it's time, you can watch the television.
So how did you make the break into the wrestling business? How did that come about for you?
It was getting it with Pops. I call them Pops because Afa and Sika is like like second fathers to me, man. Both of them guys, man, I love them. I love them both to death. I love Afa Anawai, Sika Anawai. I love them guys to death because them guys were like in my heart, man. In my heart, they were like they don't come no better, man. You know what I mean? Somehow I got a chance to get hooked on with them guys.
Do you remember how you hooked up with them?
I can tell you exactly, man. Back in my days when I came out of college at UVA, I got hooked on with a couple of boxing promoter. Okay, the boxing promoter at the time was handling a lightweight boxer named. Help me on a few names right here.
I'm not a boxing fan. So.
Okay, who's a great lightweight boxer back in like the early '80s?
Oh man, you got me.
Man, he fought like it was like the weight class below Hearns and Leonard.
I don't know.
Oh man. Well, this promoter handled. I can't think of his name, man. But the boxing promoter, I helped him which was the boxing. That's where I got my foot movement, that movement, that jab right duck, jab right duck. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where he said, "Man, I think he might make a pretty good wrestler too." You know what I mean? I said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, man. I know this guy you ever hear of the Wild Samoans?" I said, "Yeah, you mean guys with the big hairdos, good looking guys, big, you know what I mean? Big.
Right.
Eating fish and stuff like that." I said, "Yeah, I would love to meet them guys." He said, "Them guys, they can help you." So I drove up to, he gave me the address, I gave him a call, which was Afa Anawai. He lived in Hamden, Connecticut. Drove up from Pittsburgh to Hamden, Connecticut. I met Afa. I said, man, I mean, it's like, I mean, you first you see him in person, it's like a shock, you know what I mean? I mean, I met him and I said, I'd like to give it a try. He said, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. Let's give it a try. Okay, when I give it a try, his Afa son was Samu.
Right.
He was already in the business, and his nephew was
Rikishi?
at the time the Tonga Kid.
Right.
And he said, yeah, so let's get started. We got started. Come on, Mike. Let's get that ring up. Boards. You're learning how to do the business. Let's learn from the bottom up. Let's put that ring up.
Paying your dues.
You're putting that ring up, bro. Okay? Because Afa was very good. He made a ring, 20 by 20. Put that ring up, laying the boards down, first putting the foundation around like that, laying the boards down, tightening the ropes up, man, and getting it up. Yep.
Was the training more difficult than you thought, or was it pretty easy for you to grasp?
Man, that training was difficult, bro. Difficult.
At any point, did you want to give it up, or did you say, I could do this?
A real hard, determined person has it down here is not going to give up on nothing. Okay? You don't. If you really want something, bro, you don't give up. You don't quit. You don't give up, man. You take it all the way to the end.
For you, what was harder to pick up? Was it learning how to bump, or was it the psychology of the business?
Psychology is very, very hard, bro. And in psychology, you have to learn. You have to think, and that helps you a lot. You got to think. And I was a good thinker, so you gotta work on that psychology. And it's very, very hard, man. Very hard. But once you get it, really, it's not once you get it, because you're always thinking every day. That's why I love the wrestling business, because you think, you always think, you always think. You learn every day, man. Every day. It's a learning experience every day. Once you stop learning, it's time to quit.
Right. Now, early on, some of your early memories of wrestling, is it true that you worked for Crockett Promotions early on at all? Did you do any work with those guys?
I really can't remember on that, man. When I met the boxing promoter, I think I might have went down to Washington, D.C. once, and I think I had a time, I was younger than, like a match with, I think Nick Bockwinkel.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I think Nick Bockwinkel, right. Nick Bockwinkel.
Uh-huh. How different was the training from your previous training with the Samoans, as far as, like, you know?
The training with Afa Sika?
Right.
It was great. They are such great field generals. They know the wrestling from the bottom to the top. I love Afa Sika. Love both of them. Afa and Hawaii, Sika and Hawaii. Love both of them guys, because I mean, they're the best. I mean, I do backflips. If Sika right now called me and say, "Will you come to Pensacola, Florida?" I said, "When?" "Right now?" "No problem. I'm getting a flight right down to Pensacola." Afa said, "Will you come to Pensacola?" I said, "I'm on my way out the door, man. I'm ready to go right down to Pensacola, man."
Speaking of backflips, you had a story that I heard about with Sika trying to teach you a backflip. Can you go into that? Do you remember that story?
Oh yes. Sika, when we were gonna do one move, he shot me into the ropes. I came to him, and he said, shot me through the ropes. I came to him, I stopped. He looked at me. I looked at him. Boom! Right top of the head, man. You don't stop and look at me. You do one move. You hook side underneath my legs, leapfrog over top of me. Okay?
Right.
Just don't look at me, because I ain't going to be standing like looking at you. Okay? Okay, he weighs 400 pounds. He's going to be looking like eye to eye like that. I deserve to get hit right in the head.
Who was a better teacher, in your opinion? Was it Afa or was it Sika?
Oh, they're both excellent teachers. They're both the best, man. They're the best. Why were they, what was that, 12 times, 14 times world champions, tag team? Okay? That proves it, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Were there things that you thought you knew about, I guess, the wrestling business before you trained, that when you actually got into the business, you said maybe I didn't know what I was talking about? Or
I never said I knew about no wrestling business.
Right.
Okay? The wrestling business, I didn't know nothing about it, man. How are you going to know something about it unless you did it?
True.
You can't know nothing about it. And I try to learn from the best, and starting with Afa Sika, you're learning from two very, very good guys, man. Two very, very good guys.
Now, etiquette was a big deal back then when you first broke into the business for new guys. Did you ever do anything early on in your career to get you heat?
No, I mean, you show respect. I show respect to people, just normal people. Okay, I'm the kind of guy, I mean, I show respect to a woman in her 70s, 80s walking across the street. I help her across the street, man. I'm a straight up guy, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so, if you're a rookie, man, if I came into a locker room where all veterans were, I come in and introduce myself and shake their hands. And you know, if I'm in someone's seat and they have 15 years experience, I'm greener than this grass right here. I'm getting my butt up out that seat and let them have their seat, man.
Right.
That's respect, man. It's not etiquette or nothing like that. It's respect. You show some people respect, man. Just like if you was on a bus and an old lady came up to you, and you're sitting in front of the bus, you get up and give her a seat. Or you're sitting in a seat and a lady get on a bus, man, you get up and give her a seat, man.
Right.
That's just respect.
What are your memories of Tonga Kid and Samuel? Some of your early memories of those guys?
Tonga Kid was a good guy, man. Good guy. Really, very funny, good guy. Samu, very good guy. Very funny, but good, you're a good guy, man.